You ever get that feeling that the world is just getting more tense, more unpredictable, like we're all standing on the edge of something? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into what's hiding behind that feeling and take a look at the new rules of modern war.
It's the big question, right? It feels like tensions are always simmering, always about to boil over, but the reasons why can feel so murky. So let's pull back the curtain and see what's really happening under the surface.
Okay, first things first. That feeling of unease, it's not just in your head, it's real. And the data actually backs it up.
I mean, just look at this. The trend is crystal clear. Way more countries are caught up in conflict today than in the last few decades. That vague feeling of danger we all have, yeah, it's a measurable reality.
So let's be super clear. Your gut is right. The world is on edge. But to really get why, we've got to understand how the whole game of war itself has been completely flipped on its head.
So our first stop on this journey is a new kind of battlefield. It's one that you and I are on every single day. The battle for information. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Power isn't just about who has the most tanks or fighter jets anymore. It's about who controls the story. It's about using information as a weapon.
Think about how insane the difference in scale is. We've gone from, dropping paper pamphlets out of a plane and just hoping a few people read them, to social media algorithms that can blast a message to millions of targeted people in a blink of an eye. The volume is huge and the speed is, instant.
Now, this is a really important point to get. Modern InfoWar isn't usually about creating ignorance out of thin air. It's about finding the cracks that are already there, the divisions, the things people don't know, and just pouring gasoline on them. It used to be that we all got our news from a handful of trusted places. Not anymore. Now, the truth feels like it's been shattered into a million pieces. You've got social media, independent creators, foreign influencers, all fighting with traditional news. It creates this fog of war, this confusing mess where it's incredibly easy for bad actors to stir up trouble. But, okay, physical conflict, real fighting, that hasn't just vanished. It's changed its shape. Now, countries often fight their battles indirectly through something called a proxy war. So, what in the world is a proxy war? It's not one country being a puppet for another. Think of it like this. There's a fire already burning between two other groups. A third party, a bigger power, then comes along and just starts adding fuel, weapons, cash, intel to help one side, all to push its own agenda. The playbook is actually pretty simple. You take a conflict that's already going. Then a major power jumps in and backs one side, making the fight way worse. And the result? That third party gets all the benefits of a war without ever putting its own soldiers or resources in the line of fire. And that right there is the cold, hard truth of it. It's why this strategy is so tempting for major powers. It's a way to hit your rivals and gain influence from a very, very safe distance. And that's the whole game, right there. The people and soldiers of that third-party nation, they're safe at home. Their economy might even get a nice little boost selling weapons. From their point of view, it's a low-cost, high-reward move.
So you've got these information wars, you've got these proxy wars. What's it all for? Well, it all leads back to the biggest game of all, the constant, high-stakes battle for who gets to be number one on the planet.
Ever since the Cold War wrapped up, we've been living in what experts call a unipolar world. And what that means is that one single superpower, in this case the United States, has been sitting at the top, pretty much setting the rules for everyone else. And staying on top of that mountain is the number one goal. Why? Well, it means security, for one, but it also means you get the lion's share of the world's resources. And in a world that runs on resources, being the top dog is the ultimate prize. But here's the crazy part, the real paradox. The goal of being the only superpower is to create stability for yourself, right? But has the world actually been more peaceful? Remember that chart from the beginning? The number of conflicts has actually gone up since this whole era started. So, when you put all of these pieces together, the info warfare, the proxy conflicts, this big struggle for dominance, the picture it paints of our future is, it's pretty unsettling. Yeah, the folks who study these trends, they don't see things calming down anytime soon. The forecast for the next 5 to 10 years isn't for less conflict, it's for more. More physical attacks, more cyber warfare, and just a general scarier willingness to fight. The world isn't just on edge, it feels like it's speeding up. And then, hanging over every single thing we've talked about is the ultimate threat, 9. That is the number of countries that now have the power to destroy the world. It just takes one bad calculation, one leader having one really bad day to cross a line that we can never, ever come back from.
And this quote just says it all. No matter how awful a conventional war is, you can eventually make peace. There's a way out. But with nuclear weapons, there is no other side. There is no solution. It's the one threat that changes everything.
Which brings us right back to where we started. Information. In a world where an algorithm can fuel a war from thousands of miles away, where truth is fractured into a million little pieces, maybe the most important question you and I can ask is this: who is really in control of the story?